Hello, hello. Welcome once again to another edition of Quoth-RAVEN, BRIGHT-RAVEN. I'm your host, BRIGHT-RAVEN, 33-year veteran science fiction, fantasy, horror, role-playing game creator, editor, and all-around expert, or so I've been told, at least lately. Um, so it's Monday. That means it's time for Monday Manga. Our book this week is Dinosaur Sanctuary by Itaru Kinoshita. From Seven Seas Entertainment in the America. It is also published overseas in Japan. I can't remember the name of the actual book it appeared in first, but my apologies for that. But let's go ahead and get started on the review. Seven Seas Entertainment, writer-artist Itaru Kinoshita, research consultant Shinichi Fujiwara, English translation by John Neal, lettering by Itomi Crandall, edited by Linda Lombardi. Genre science fiction, slice of life, and animal drama. Released in the U.S. September 13th, 2022. What it's about. Dinosaurs are alive. In 1946, a remote island was discovered where dinosaurs never went extinct. Through breeding and genetic manipulation, dinosaur populations increased and dinomania reached a fever pitch worldwide until a certain terrible incident occurred. Afterward, dinosaur reserves like Enoshima Dinoland fell on hard times. Struggling to get the funds to stay in operation and keep their dinosaurs healthy and safe, a rookie dino zookeeper named Suma Suzumi comes to the dino park. Her love of dinosaurs stems from her father, Itaru, who was a scientist responsible for bringing back certain extinct species through genetics. After a fatal incident ruined her father's career and drove him to suicide, Suma lost interest in dinosaurs, but later regained it when she remembered the happiness that it brought her when she was growing up. She aspires to be able to bridge the gap between humans and dinosaurs and reignite the dying passion that people have for dinosaurs. As with working in any zoo or wildlife sanctuary, Suma has to build relationships with both her co-workers and with the dinos. She faces the typical rookie struggles of not initially being trusted or accepted, but eventually begins to receive appreciation and acceptance, especially after her efforts to promote a triceratops with a broken horn who has lost popularity, and it causes a resurgence in the park's attendance. What did I think? Well, I didn't know what to expect from this series. I mean, a zoo sanctuary for dinosaurs? Obviously, it speaks to the Jurassic Park fan base, but how does that look from a Japanese mindset instead of the typical bombastic violence of the American perspective? So this concept intrigued me because I wanted to see if it was going to devolve into that sort of, they've gotten loose, run for your lives, silliness, or were they going to go and treat the concept with a proper modicum of respect and actually examine what such a place would operate like? And I'll be darned, Kinoshita gets it. This isn't some mindless horror schlock. Sorry, Chris. But it is like reading an episode of The Crocodile Hunter or Crikey, It's the Irwins, just with dinosaurs instead of traditional zoo animals. The research not only into the theoretical existences of what these creatures were or might have been, but the clear research into the operating procedures and costs and dangers of running and operating such a business seems to have been well researched, and it makes the story have a gravitas that I wasn't really expecting, and that was a pleasant surprise. Being a fan of the Irwin shows, of the Discovery Animal Planet shows like Dr. Jeff Mountain Vet and Dr. Oakley Yukon Vet, this story speaks to that kind of an audience, while throwing in a little more extra drama between the characters and their interactions with one another on an interpersonal level so that you wouldn't see on those shows with their respective cast because, well, that's their private lives. And you don't need to know all the drama that goes on. You're more concerned with the animals' cases and seeing the operations and stuff on those shows. But this gives you both what's going on with the animal and with the interpersonal lives of the human cast. So that's a little bit of a double-edged sword in this series. I think it would get tiresome to just have a case-by-case file after file per dino. And you do need to have a cast that the audience cares about. So I do think that Kinoshita does a fairly reasonable job of establishing this, and it will be interesting to see where he goes with the relationships as the series evolves. But it's also a potential risk because a lot of fans in American comics aren't really fans of slice of life comics. And I don't know if it's going to fall out of favor with those type of readers or not. They might be bored with that part of it. But so far, I mean, I've only read one issue, but we'll see, where it goes. And so far, I give it a 4 out of 5 for this issue. Now, there are going to be 7 volumes, and 6 have come out, and the 7th is scheduled for September 30th. So I figure if I stagger my reviews for this series to a bi-weekly format, we'll finish reviewing the whole series just in time for Volume 7 to close the series out. So that's what I'm going to do, so that we aren't skipping back and forth between multiple series. So the next time that you'll see me do a review for manga will be August 4th. Now, that being said, let's take a quick look at some of this artwork in this wonderful little comic. As you can see, he does a good job designing skeleton design and the animal design. Little kids kind of talking about different things about the animals and stuff. This is where they have to go in and handle a baby health situation, baby Dino, and he has to go in with full body pad armor everywhere so he doesn't get too beat up, hopefully. And this is the first time that our character, Sumi, has actually gone face to face with a real dinosaur. Nice, well spread, nice, well drawn. We talk about the type of surgeries they have to do to take care of the joints and on the animals and stuff like that on his claws, so he can actually use his foot, so he doesn't lose his foot to infection. They've drained the fluid off of it and stuff like that. So, cool little things like that, and enjoyable book overall. Okay. So again, 2 weeks we'll go with volume 2 and speak a little bit more into what's going on with the characters and their relationships at that point. Now, tomorrow we're going to have, I just got another package in the mail, so we'll do an unboxing and we'll have some campaign reviews. And I don't know. I'm waiting to hear back to see if I have a guest this week or not. I may have a guest. If we do, we'll be talking about a little bit of the old history of distribution and the comic book industry and how it evolved into the way it did and why we're at where we're at. But if I don't get a hold of that person, then we'll just do the reviews and the unboxing. That'll be tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Thursday, our reviews will include Catacomb of Torment by EC and Oni, Batman Gotham by Gaslight, A League for Justice #1, for Happenauts, Chuppy's Bad Day on that's a one-shot, The Toxic Avenger Comics #1 from Ahoy Comics, Martian Manhunter, Absolute Martian Manhunter #5, Washington, D.C. Apollyon 20XX Volume 1 and 2, and Biophile Kolga Volume 1 from our friend Dave Evans and not Jeremy Adams. Oh, geez. Is it right here? Yes. Just give me a second. Josh Adams. I was thinking Joey. No, it's not Joey. Not Jeremy. It's not Joey. What is it? Anyway, Yusaki Ojimbo, 10,000 Plums, Vanishing Point, and whatever else Chris comes up with. John will not be here this week. He's doing his theatrical work this week and probably next couple weeks. So that's what we'll be doing on Thursday. And then Friday, Chris and I will be reviewing the fantasy film from 1977, Jabberwocky. So lots of cool stuff this week. Watch, as you can plainly see. Hopefully we will have enough to bring you guys back and have you guys enjoy the week. Now, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions for books for me to review, Chris to review, reach us out at Facebook, Lewis.BrightRaven, or Twitter at LewisBrightRaven2. You can see some more of my artwork at deviantart.com/BrightRaven. You've been watching Quoth Raven, Lewis Bright Raven exclusively on YouTube. And if you have questions, email, you want to talk about a topic, or you want to ask me a question, quothravenlbr72@gmail.com is the place to reach out. And if I don't get back to you, try lewisbrightraven@yahoo.com. Okay, that's all for now, folks. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow for our crowdfunding and unboxing discussions. And until then, have a great night and have a good, safe weekend, or safe week moving forward, I should say. See you next time. Quoth the Raven, nevermore.